There is a distinct lack of VR is dead videos this year. Usually we get a slew of them every 12 months or so. They're beautifully predictable, but not this year, and I think that's because VR is so very alive right now. It's potentially the most alive I've seen it since the Quest 2 changed the game and made the tech affordable for a whole new audience of people. We have so many games still to come this year, and new stuff is still being announced every single day. For the first time ever, I'm actually more excited about a higher proportion of VR games than flat games during a holiday season. Something is definitely shifting. Today I've got a bunch of new VR games to show you, but let's start out with some new information for a game we already know about. Metro Awakening just announced its official release date, pricing structure, and pre-order bonuses with a very good looking new trailer that has me more excited than ever. Metro Awakening will be launching in two editions. The standard version, which is retailing for $39.99, will be available on the 7th of November, and the deluxe edition, which comes with a bunch of exclusive skins and goodies, is retailing for $49.99 and is available on the 5th of November, a full 2 days ahead of the official launch. November is looking absolutely stacked, and Metro is leading the charge with one of the year's biggest games right at the beginning of that month. Quest 3S was just announced at Meta Connect. Well, really it was announced months and months ago through leaks and speculation online, but it's officially confirmed now, and it looks like Meta is attempting to recreate the same astronomical success they had with the Quest 2 all over again, thanks to some incredibly aggressive pricing and a budget version of the exceptional Quest 3. Starting at $299.99, the Quest 3S is poised to deliver high-end VR and MR to more consumers than ever before this holiday season. If you're a Quest 2 owner who just wants the power upgrade and colour pass-through of the Quest 3, but doesn't want to shell out the higher price point, then this is your ticket to games like Batman Arkham Shadow and the inevitably better version of games like Metro, Aliens and Behemoth. On the other hand, if you've never owned a VR headset before, then Quest 3S feels like the no-brainer jumping in point now. It doesn't quite have the top-end hardware specs of the Quest 3 proper, it lacks the pancake lenses and clocks in at a lower pixels per eye count, for example, but as an introduction to virtual or mixed reality, it is a superb offering that opens the doors to thousands of games and experiences. This thing has the potential to move units, and I can't wait to try it myself. What in the heck are Sony Interactive Pictures teasing here? This short video that shows Casper Van Dien as Johnny Rico telling the audience to prepare for an announcement on the 30th of September before strapping himself into a PSVR2 sounds an awful lot like we're about to get a Starship Troopers VR game. 30th of September can't come soon enough. Would I like to know more? You're damn right I would. Do you miss the MotorStorm games from the PS2 and PS3 era? I definitely do. My favourite racing games have always been those that don't take themselves too seriously, the ones that focus in on arcadey fun rather than serious simulation, stuff like Burnout, Split Second and of course Mario Kart. So this new VR exclusive racer, Exo Cars, has grabbed my attention immediately thanks to its dune buggy, physics driven racing across varied off-road locations. It looks like VR MotorStorm, with slightly less emphasis on over-the-top locations, and the bouncy physics-driven racing is a welcome change to the usual simulation racing games we are typically treated to in virtual reality. Launch is set for October, with plans to add additional content, including new cars and tracks, well into 2025, as long as the player base is hungry for more, and it's launching with solo and asynchronous multiplayer modes, so I'm expecting this one to catch the attention of a wide range of VR users. Fingers crossed it feels as fun to play as it looks, because we can always use a new virtual reality racer. Remember that cute little YouTube song and animation about all the different dumb ways people can die? Well, that little video was actually made by a Melbourne, Australia based train company to promote railway safety, but it was such an earworm that it went viral online and spawned a whole series of mobile games. And now a VR game that seems to have absolutely nothing to do with trains at all. Set on a tropical island, the Dumb Ways to Die VR game is a multiplayer party game packed with 50 minigames at launch and a further 50 planned to be added as DLC in the months of December and January, bringing the total to 100 different minigames, all with their own unique ways to avoid, or embrace, death. Players will be playing as the iconic bean characters from that original viral video, but you'll also be able to customize them with outfits and cosmetics that must be unlocked through standard play. If the minigames are varied enough, then this could keep people playing for a long time. We really do need a WarioWare style experience in VR, and hopefully this is it. Thrill of the Fight is still regarded by many as the best VR boxing game around. We've had some imitators and challengers to that throne, but none have quite managed to reach the same level of polish, high intensity workout, or overall fun factor in the years since it released. But the game is getting on a little bit now, so a sequel that capitalizes on all the new tech, systems and graphics capabilities of modern VR will surely be welcomed with open arms. And that's exactly what we're getting this November. Thrill of the Fight 2 is launching into an early access period that focuses solely on the brand new multiplayer component of the game, with single player challenges and features following later on as the game progresses. I'd expect you'll be able to pick up Thrill of the Fight 2 at a reduced cost for a short period of time if you do grab it this November 21st. I genuinely hate flying in real life, but I love flying in VR, and Microsoft Flight Sim is undeniably the best way to fly in virtual reality, provided you've got the PC to support such a demanding and high-end title. Honestly, once you've played MS Flight Sim on a top-end PC with a high-fidelity, high-resolution HMD, you'll understand why it has the cult following it does. Soaring above the clouds and seeing real-world locations painstakingly recreated from the comfort of your digital cockpit is breathtaking, and I'm so glad Microsoft and developers Asobo have come out and confirmed day one VR support for the newest version, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, with a whole bunch of new ways to play, including some search and rescue style missions where players take on the role of mountain rescue, firefighters or VIP transportation. MS Flight Sim 2024 looks set to push the series forward once again with even more detail in the environments, animal species to see, a new photography mode, and generally more objective based flying modes and missions to pad out the gameplay. I'll be there day one for the gorgeous new visuals. I feel like we're going to need 5090s pretty soon. I've personally never been much of a turn-based RPG guy. I'll probably take at least a little bit of flack for saying this, but the only Final Fantasy game I've ever played was 15, the open world one where you play as the group of dudes just hanging out, cooking meals and occasionally killing stuff. It was cool, but I didn't even finish that. When all my friends were playing Final Fantasy VII, I was blasting through Resident Evil and Silent Hill. That's just the path I chose. However, I can still plainly see how much of a big deal it is that Square Enix are bringing one of their modern JRPG hits to the Quest and embracing VR as a medium. Triangle strategy looks awesome in VR, and even I am tempted to throw myself into this adventure despite my general issues with the genre. If we start to see more turn-based RPG adventures, or even just some of Square's extensive back catalogue of this genre making the leap to VR, then the doors will be pushed wide open for a whole new demographic of users. It is a big deal. Announced at the most recent PlayStation State of Play event, Midnight Walk is a claymation horror adventure that's giving Wallace and Gromit gone seriously wrong vibes. It's also a hybrid game that can be played with or without VR, and it's the coolest freaking thing I've seen in years. I am blown away by the art style here. As a fan of all things weird and wonderful, Midnight Walk has pushed its way past a lot of this year's upcoming big hitters to become one of my most anticipated new VR games based on vibes and visuals alone. Coming face to face with unfathomable claymation monstrosities isn't something I knew I needed in my life, but after seeing this trailer I can't wait to go hands on myself and lead this little flame-headed pot creature through whatever dark adventure they need to embark upon. No release date for this one yet, but keep an eye on the PlayStation Store or developers Moonhood's socials for more information. Okay, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, damn, I'm really quite gullible. And fool me 4 times, well, that's on you again, because you're clearly now taking advantage of my terrible judgment at this point. Hitman 3 VR is back again for its 4th official release and the 4th and hopefully final attempt to get everything right in terms of creating a true VR experience with all the polish and love that this franchise deserves. Now, I don't want to speak too soon and jinx the whole thing, but holy shit, this trailer seems to imply that the PSVR2 version of Hitman 3 VR, or more accurately Hitman World of Assassination VR, is finally going to be everything we've always wanted. It has dual wielding, it has gorgeous visuals, it has manual reloading, it has VR interactions with items in the environments, it has all the content and all the levels from the modern Hitman trilogy, and if you own the game already on PS5, you'll just need to pay a small upgrade fee, around $9.99, to upgrade into this excellent looking new VR version. IOI might actually be about to make it right for all of us VR using Hitman fans who have suffered 3 consecutive disappointing versions of this game, and I am very, very excited. And I also have to say, huge props to IOI for hearing what people have been saying and setting out to get it right for the fans. All they need to do now is release this for PC as well, and they'll be all good in my books. So many other studios would have just walked away and abandoned this failed attempt, so good on them for at least trying to fix this. And that is everything for today's video. As always, let me know which games you'll be picking up down in the comments, drop a little like and hit subscribe for more content, and I will see you all again very soon. Take care, peace out.